People running for cover in downtown Ottawa yesterday as a record-breaking rainfall soaks the capital. Dark clouds, heavy winds, and rain forced the cancellation of Canada Day celebrations. And across the city, roads, streets, and highways impacted by flash flooding. Good evening. Stefan is on assignment this week, and we begin tonight with the cleanup efforts underway across the city after one of the worst rainstorms to ever hit the capital. Hundreds of people were without power, while many homeowners are salvaging what they can from flooded basements. This is a time-lapse video from our downtown camera showing the storm moving through the region. Dark clouds started rolling over Parliament around 1:45 in the afternoon, with the first downpour starting just before 2:30. Some of the heaviest rain happening around 3 p.m. and you can see the camera fully blacked out with rain at that time. Storms continued to move through the city into the evening. Now, in total, Ottawa received 188 millimetres of rain, well surpassing the previous record for Canada Day, which was set in 1959. The storm knocked out power to 36,000 Hydro Ottawa customers yesterday, with crews working around the clock to restore power. And around 1,900 homeowners have reported their basements flooded. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more on today's cleanup efforts.
White water, yeah, just white water. And then the odd deck board you just see flying through.
In Qualicum-Redwood Park in Ottawa's West End, residents watched a quiet creek become a torrent, tearing out a footbridge and flooding nearby homes Wednesday.
One of the craziest experiences I've had.
Amid record rainfall, Jarrett Mohns' basement filled.
We got to end up with 2 feet of water. We just kept the sump pumps going, and because then we lost power, and then I had to get the generator going and get more sumps going.
Young Lucas watched his grandmother's house flood too.
It was going over the outlets, but then it drained all of the water, and she got the breaker box turned off.
Over in the Crystal Beach neighborhood, the same. And this was the scene just off Satan Drive in Bell's Corners, where floodwaters reached the hoods of parked cars. In Ottawa, 36,000 customers lost power.
From what we know so far, we believe this was one of the worst flooding events in our city in the last 25 years.
Oh, and the paint's coming off.
Now, the water is gone, but the damage remains. For many, belongings are now trash, and for some, air conditioners and furnaces too.
They're probably done, but I don't really know.
Probably about 200 calls at least.
Services like 911 restoration are working day and night, sanitizing and drying out basements.
Most of the time it's coming up from underneath, floors are coming up, drywall, destroy everything. It's not good.
The city says it will temporarily lift garbage limits in certain areas of the city, like here in Bell's Corners, to help residents who have been affected by the floods throw out the contents of their basement.
You could only see that deck yesterday.
One silver lining to the Canada Day storm: neighbors came together when it mattered most.
Throughout this whole thing and checking on one another, so it was really moments like that you see what kind of community you have.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
The flooding also impacted some apartment buildings across the city, including one near Carlingwood. Many residents are being forced to leave because there's no power or air conditioning, and they've been told repairs could take days or weeks. The building, located on McEwen Avenue near the Kitchi-Zibi-Meakin Parkway, CTV's Dyson reports.
Residents of the Park West apartment building wade through the flooded basement, gathering their belongings to evacuate.
I'm scared. It's scary. We're all scared. We don't know what to do. We're going to be displaced for how many weeks or days or whatever.
The 25-floor apartment building at 30 McEwen Avenue became surrounded by flash floodwaters following a torrential downpour on Canada Day.
It's totally flooded, all of it, all the way around the entire building.
Tenant Allison Pineault says the building went dark around 9 p.m. when water submerged the basement.
The stairs to the basement looked like Titanic sinking. The water was just gushing inside. The basement was flooding. The main floor was flooding. This was entirely covered in water. And then eventually we heard either the transformer or the generator explode, just blow, and the building just shook.
With apartments dark, no air conditioning, no elevator, and many units without running water, residents are leaving, forced to bring their things down flights of stairs, and many tenants' vehicles are ruined as well.
When we moved it, I stayed inside and water was
It was like a pool.
In 10 minutes, this car was like full of water.
CTV News contacted property management company Sakely, but did not receive a response.
In terms of getting power back on and getting it restored, it will happen. We just don't have an exact timeline.
Many are packing bags, unsure of when they'll be able to return home.
I've heard some say like it could be 13 weeks. I've heard 3 weeks. It's very all over the place. So we don't really have any answers yet. Some people want to stay, which is fair, but it's not going to be a livable situation.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
Well, it's been a devastating 24-plus hours for some residents dealing with the aftermath of Canada Day's storm, and many are raising questions if the city's infrastructure is capable of handling these types of weather events. CTV's Natalie Van Rooy spoke with some of those impacted residents today.
Down to try and pick up as much as I can, put stuff up higher and all.
There was a foot of water in Terry Fraser's basement last night after a record-breaking rainstorm.
19 years without a drop. Man, I called one of my neighbors across the street too to warn him he may have water. And he said he's been here 38 years without a drop of water in his basement. Oh, he has water. He had almost as much as us. I have a subfloor here.
Fraser knew exactly what to do.
Well, we were up.
He got a sump pump going, fans, and moved everything out of the way.
Then the floor is probably about a half an inch thick.
His job helping people after floods with foundation repairs and waterproofing. But he never thought he would experience it himself. Now he's trying to fix his basement while also helping others.
Calls, texts, voicemails, emails, and everything. Probably over 100 so far today.
Personal belongings, music equipment, hockey gear, furniture, all submerged. He says there are concerns in the neighborhood that recent construction work could be a factor.
They built a reservoir up at the top of Woodroffe here, right by baseline, which is basically a block away from us, and that reservoir is supposed to take the overflow of water away, but that's the only real thing that has changed in our area.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says it's too early to know.
I think our focus right now is on helping the people who have been affected. There will be time to assess what might have caused flooding in certain areas. There was flooding all over the city, and there was a record amount of rainfall. I don't see how we can draw any conclusions right now.
I had to turn off my radon system because it was...
Back in Fraser's basement, it's going to be days of work to clean up.
Finally got to sleep around 3:30 this morning. It's a stressful time for people.
Natalie Van Rooy, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first look at the weather tonight. Hot and humid here in the capital today. Thankfully, no more rain, but the heat is sticking around. We've got a live look here through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. 25 degrees this evening here in Ottawa. Thunderstorms and warnings, they've lifted, but we do have that orange heat warning that remains in effect for the Ottawa area. Let's check in with Jackie Paris for our first look at weather. Jackie.
Well, the good news for this evening is that we are anticipating mainly clear skies, not just for Ottawa, but much of eastern Ontario. But then when you look at the first thing in the morning, there could be more cloud cover around the valley, but mainly for Ottawa and Kingston, Brockville area, mainly sunny skies. 2 p.m. though, different story. We could see some active weather moving through Kingston and Brockville. It could bring some isolated showers and a risk of thunderstorms. Now, taking a look at our temperatures here in Ottawa, 23 overnight, feeling more like 31 with those humidex values still sticking around, feeling very high, or like hot and humid as well. 33 degrees is the anticipated daytime high for tomorrow. We'll have your details on your weekend forecast in just a bit.
And thank you, Jackie. And the storm and cleanup efforts have come as an extreme heat wave blankets the region, with temperatures in the mid-30s and the humidex making it feel like the 40s. Experts are urging people to take precautions.
Heat stroke is a medical emergency, and so if someone is experiencing heavy sweating, redness, dizziness, change in their status, their mental status, or their altered confusion, then we want to make sure that you're calling 911 and you're making sure they go somewhere cool.
The city has opened all recreation centers as emergency cooling spaces if you need a space to escape the heat. You're also urged to check out on those most at risk, including older adults or anyone living alone. Well, tense moments in Canada today as Ottawa police were on scene of a hostage-taking incident on Finlayson Crescent. After more than 14 hours following a coordinated police response, the incident concluded with the safe release of a woman. A male suspect has been taken into custody and transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Charges are pending. Police also say an officer's firearm was discharged and the SIU has been called in to investigate. Ottawa police have identified the father believed to be responsible for a double murder-suicide earlier this week. Investigators say 40-year-old Mohammed Al-Lami killed his two sons, aged 7 and 12, before taking his own life. The boys were found dead inside Al-Lami's Finlay Creek home on Monday morning, while he was found dead in a car fire in the Kentville area. Police say they're not releasing the names of the children out of respect for the mother's wishes. Ontario Provincial Police say a Cornwall man is facing several charges after a traffic stop led to the seizure of a significant number of contraband cigarettes early Tuesday morning. Officers stopped a driver on John Street in Hawkesbury around 1:15 a.m. During the investigation, police found unmarked cigarettes in the car. A 33-year-old Cornwall man is facing a total of 8 charges, including trafficking contraband tobacco, possession of cannabis for the purpose of selling, and stunt driving. He's scheduled to appear in court in September. Well, there's a proposal at City Hall to install a 4-way stop at an intersection in Ottawa's rural South End after a fatal crash from earlier this week. An 8-year-old girl died when a pickup truck and SUV collided at Dalmeny Road and Nixon Drive near Osgood on Sunday. Now, this was the second serious crash at that intersection in just over a week. The councillor for the area moved a motion at a city committee meeting on Tuesday to install stop signs at the intersection. It passed unanimously and will now go to City Council for final approval on July 15th. Well, kids and teens can now ride buses and the O-Train for free until the end of August. Council approved a plan in the 2026 budget to offer free transit to anyone under the age of 18 for the summer. They do need to purchase a Presto card, which costs $4. The measure came into effect yesterday and will be in place until August 31st. The Ottawa Senators have signed 3 roster players in free agency.
Looks ahead and finds Nick Cousins in with Amadio. Nick Cousins slides it back across, puts it over, scores!
Forward Nick Cousins resigning for 2 years at just under $1.6 million a year. Newly acquired goaltender Samuel Ersson also signing a 2-year contract worth $2.2 million per season. And the Sens also securing Levi Merlin in net with a 1-year, $1.1 million extension. Well, Canada returned to the practice pitch in Houston this morning as the team gets ready for Saturday's massive game against Morocco.
Oh, I think it's an exciting time for sure. Before anything, obviously it's a big game, around a 16 game, somewhere we've never been before.
Now, the Canadians are looking to stay fresh against a powerful Moroccan side that needed 120 minutes to advance. Head coach Jesse Marsh says managing player workload is a priority after more than a month together. Canada is chasing a place in the World Cup quarterfinals with a win in Saturday's match that begins at 1 o'clock Eastern. And they are sticking with the Black Kits for this game. They are undefeated at this year's World Cup when wearing those jerseys. And soccer fans will be able to watch Canada's historic round of 16 match at a watch party here in Ottawa on Saturday. Now, the federal government is partnering with the city to host an event at LeBreton Flats. The only other FIFA-hosted watch party in Ottawa so far has been at Lansdowne. That was for the Canada-Switzerland game in the group stage. Saturday's game will be played at the Ottawa Blues Fest site on 4 large screens. Now, it is free, and there will be food and beverage options on site. And once again, of course, all eyes will be on Canada's historic match against Morocco on Saturday. It all kicks off at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on CTV. You can also watch it on TSN or stream it on Crave and listen to all the action on TSN 1200.
Put the water in the bus.
Well, coming up, at least one person in Ottawa wasn't upset by the Canada Day flash flooding. We'll have those details next. Plus, Jackie has a look at your extended forecast. Well, on Canada Day yesterday, the snowbirds managed to do a fly past before the storm rolled over LeBreton Flats. The team flew over the crowd of thousands of people at the national celebration. Now, this was their last time in Ottawa before the Jets are retired at the end of the year. The 4 p.m. flyover at Parliament Hill was canceled because of the weather. And the rain canceled a number of Canada Day celebrations, but a uniquely local moment of joy was felt when most would be feeling quite the opposite during yesterday's flash flood.
Dad, look at the water on the bus.
This video goes on for a while with the woman laughing. Now, it's widely being circulated online when the storm hit. This OC Transpo bus started to take in water, and while most agree many people would be pained by the situation, this woman, she was loving it. Some have commented how incredible it is to see the wet ride here on the bus. Some commentating how it feels more like she's at a ride at a water park. Now, thankfully, today's bus trips were much drier. Let's check in now with Jackie Paris for an extended look at the forecast.
Well, a look at our overnight temperatures, 23 degrees, but it will feel more like 31. We won't have much in terms of winds. They're fairly calm. Tomorrow, though, a different story. Mid-morning, we could see wind gusts between 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. 33 degrees is the anticipated daytime high. Could see some isolated showers moving through in the afternoon. Humidex values will feel closer to 41. Now, for our friends across Eastern Ontario, Pembroke, Bancroft around 20 degrees, along the Seaway 21. There could be some scattered showers in the early part of the morning, but we are keeping a close eye on this. Now, for tomorrow's daytime highs, while it does say 31 degrees, it will feel closer to humidex values about 39 or 40. So make sure you're staying hydrated, keeping cool. And as well, we are anticipating a cool down by the time Friday evening to Saturday morning rolls around. Yes, we've got some northerly winds moving through, overnight clear skies. And by Saturday morning, we could see a little bit of cloud cover and a little bit of some rain activity in Kingston, but not as much as what we have seen over the last several days. Clear skies anticipated for our Saturday afternoon. So lots of sunshine for here in Ottawa, 27 degrees, and this will continue into Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday. So we are going to see a cool down after Friday. Even those overnight conditions are going to be in the mid-teens. So again, we just got to get through Friday, where yes, the anticipated daytime high will be 31.
StubHub, like making judgment calls and assuming that I'm a scammer, that's very, very unfair.
Well, up next, ticket trouble continues for some World Cup fans unable to get their tickets or unable to get a refund. Now, a class action lawsuit has been filed against StubHub in the U.S. A new global list is out, and Canada ranks 13 in the world. Now, according to a new report from Swiss bank UBS, Switzerland tops the list with an average wealth of about $910,000 U.S. per person. The United States is second at almost $700,000. In 13th place, Canada with just under $400,000. Now, the report takes into account financial and non-financial assets such as properties minus debts. Secondary market ticket sales for World Cup games have not gone smoothly for all fans, and some have even launched a class action lawsuit against StubHub in the U.S. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
Again, it's above goal, and Vinnie Jr.'s there to head it home.
The Brazil-Scotland World Cup game in Miami on June 24th saw Brazil emerge victorious with a 3-0 victory. Lifelong Brazil fan Mende Riyad of Scarborough attended the game and says he'll never forget it.
For the 2 hours that the game was going on, me and my wife, we couldn't sit down for 10 seconds.
Before Riyad went to Miami, he contacted CTV News after having ticket trouble with StubHub. He was ecstatic when he had the chance to see his favorite team. He bought 4 tickets through FIFA's website.
When I received the email from FIFA, I literally couldn't believe it. It was huge. It was huge for me.
Unfortunately, a family member couldn't go to the game, so he decided to sell one of the tickets on StubHub. It sold right away for $1,278. He got $821. Even though he received confirmation the ticket was delivered, the buyer later claimed it was the wrong ticket. After that, StubHub blocked Riyad's account and took back the $821.
A company like StubHub, making judgment calls and assuming that I'm a scammer, that's very, very unfair.
There have been many cases where soccer fans have been unable to get tickets or refunds from StubHub. In the U.S., World Cup fans have filed a class action lawsuit. Fans accuse the ticket reseller of failing to deliver tickets they bought on the secondary market. While StubHub offered refunds, fans say they wanted to go to the games and were stuck paying for airfare and lodging costs. Fans are seeking $5 million U.S. StubHub has not commented on the proposed lawsuit. As for Riyad, when CTV News News reached out to StubHub. His case was reviewed, and he was given back his refund of $821, which was great news for him.
Thanks a lot to CTV for jumping in, taking this matter very, very seriously.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Benefits for the heart, benefits for the kidney, new benefits for the liver.
After the break, Ozempic is now the same price as the generic meds, thanks to a savings card for Canadians that you can apply for online. The introduction of generic Ozempic or semaglutide injections in Canada was expected to prompt a flood of new patients to the generic medications. But a new move by Ozempic's manufacturers may change that. CTV Health reporter Pauline Chan explains.
Richard Hall has type 2 diabetes and began taking Ozempic 2.5 years ago for glucose stability.
Immediately, there was a change in my readings, my glucose readings.
It is truly a profound effect that you see in some. There are averages that you expect, somewhere between 10 and 15% on average body weight loss.
But it's not just a benefit in weight loss that doctors are noting.
Since its launch, it's been my pleasure to see benefits for the heart, benefits for the kidney, new benefits for the liver. And so that means that, yes, we're managing diabetes, we're managing weight.
But the cost, covered under Hall's wife's benefits, have been prohibitive for some in the past.
Somewhere between about $250 and $350 per month. But the price of both the brand name Ozempic and the generics is now about $80 per month. Since the generics were priced that way, and Novo Nordisk, through its support program, is now matching it for the first time that I've seen any product do that.
Which means that if the price for the brand name drug is now the same as the generic prices, there may be no need for patients like Hall to consider taking generics. And Dr. Alex Abitbol says some private insurance may not have added the generic semaglutides to their formularies yet, prompting even slower adoption of generics. Ozempic maker Novo Nordisk has set up a webpage for Canadians to register for the savings card.
I don't know what the ODB situation will be in a year and a half when I turn 65. I haven't looked that far to see if it is covered.
And Dr. Abitbol says there are even more potent semaglutides on the horizon.
You should talk to your family physician, go through the benefits, the risks, make sure you carefully consider your own individual scenario.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Well, coming up, preparations for some kind of event were happening today at Madison Square Garden. This comes as rumors swirl around the upcoming Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce wedding. Plus, Jackie will have one more look at your wake-up weather. Another live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. 25 degrees we're sitting at right now in Ottawa. A hot and humid evening is in store. Let's check in again with Jackie Perez for our final check on the forecast and your wake-up weather. Jackie.
Well, tomorrow morning we are anticipating 23 degrees to start, but it will already feel like 31. While we are anticipating mainly sunny skies, we could see some cloud cover moving in mid-afternoon, and yes, the possibility of some isolated showers, even a risk of thunderstorms. 31, the anticipated daytime high, overnight low getting down to 19, where Saturday, Sunday, say goodbye to that precipitation. We are anticipating a mix of sun and cloud.
All right, thank you, Jackie. And finally for us tonight, Taylor Swift fans around the world are keeping a very close eye on Madison Square Garden in New York City. Multiple reports have surfaced saying that the pop star and Travis Kelce will be hosting their wedding celebration there.
It makes sense, but I just don't think it's typical of her, but I'm sure it'll be gorgeous and beautiful.
We're just kind of scouting out. We heard there was some commotion happening around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding, so we thought we'd just come check it out and see if we could see anything.
Speculation about the superstar singer and football player's nuptials have grown to a frenzy as intense preparations continued Thursday for some kind of event at the venue. Now, a law enforcement official told the Associated Press a rehearsal was on the schedule Thursday night, with the wedding itself tomorrow. Swift and Kelce still haven't publicly confirmed anything. Now, Variety reports that they donated at least $26 million to charities this week ahead of the supposed event. So, will it be there? Will it be not? I don't know. Who really cares? All right, well, that's CTV News for this Thursday, July 2nd. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for News on the Go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. See you again tomorrow night.